Hey y'all, welcome to the Bold and Beautiful Chat. Today it starts out with Sally being arrested for her part of stealing the designs from Forrester. And Thomas says wait, that he wants a minute with Sally, so everyone that's there from Forrester, which is where they're at right now, walks out. And so it's just Thomas and Sally in the room, and Sally looks at Thomas and she just kind of breaks down and says she's so sorry. And then it goes over to Spectra, and orders are coming in at a real fast pace. And Shirley and Sal want to know where Sally is. And Sal has Shirley sit down and help him file some orders or do some work because they're so overrun with work. And Steffi told Coco she didn't want Sally arrested, but she has to pay the price for what she's done. And Thomas said it would have been good for Sally to realize her mistake before she made it, and they wouldn't be in this situation now. Coco and RJ discuss why Sally came to Forrester and turned herself in. And Coco calls her grandmother on the phone and tells her about Sally and about Sally's being arrested, and that Sally admitted everything. Steffi said she doesn't take pleasure in charging Sally, but she has to be punished for what she did. And Sally told Thomas she got caught up in building up Spectra. Jared's review was so mean it threw her, and her grandmother was relentless. Her grandmother Shirley was relentless, and just needing to pay the bills and pay the people that work there that needed to pay their bills. And all just got next to her, and when the idea of the camera jewelry came up, she couldn't ignore the possibility that it would work. And Thomas said all Sally had to do was reach out to him and ask for help, and he would have been there for her. He said that he loved her and that she stole from him and his family. Shirley told Sal about Sally, and he can't believe it. He's just pacing and very upset. And then Pam, the secretary, has ordered up a hot dog for the lieutenant. And as you know, I'm sure every time, or almost every time, the lieutenant is on the show, he eats a hot dog, or he eats some sort of food, or there's food mentioned, or something like that. And Coco tells Steffi that Sally is a good person and confessed because it hurt Coco so badly. And Sally did wrong and knows it, and it's an awful mistake, but please don't send her to prison. And Sally broke the law, and Steffi said Sally broke the law and has to go to prison. She was pretty hard-hearted about it. Sally says she brought it all on herself. That she told Thomas this. She jeopardized Coco's job and her relationship, and Thomas will never understand why Sally didn't come to him. And Sally said she's a Spectra. She's a joke, according to Jared. She said she's going to close down production on the Spectra design business, and we'll close the doors at Spectra. Sally told Thomas to do himself a favor and don't walk, but run away from her. And Steffi thinks there are two sides to Sally: the stealing side and pretty nice side, and she says the stealing Sally needs to go to prison. Coco again begs Steffi not to have Sally go to prison, and for a moment I felt like maybe Steffi wouldn't. And Sally is ashamed and sorry. She said she threw her shot away that she had with Thomas. And she tells Thomas she's ready to go. Thomas, and she kind of turns her back to Thomas, and Thomas goes to get the lieutenant. She's standing there, and there's a hand put on her arm, and she turns around, and it's Thomas. And so they hold each other, and he holds her, and they're both upset. And Steffi says there are, well, the lieutenant asked, are they still pressing charges? And Steffi says yes, that they are. And so the lieutenant tells Sally to put her hands behind her back, and he handcuffs her. And everyone there at Forrester just stands there very shocked and sad. They don't seem happy that this is happening. And so she gets her handcuffs on, and then she's taken out. And that's today's show. So I still think somehow that the charges will be dropped, especially since Sally and Thomas talked, and some way they'll get back together. I always enjoy a good love story, and this is kind of what this seems like. So anyway, thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for watching. Have a great evening, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.